Hi, welcome to Sean vs. Media, where we take a wiggle song into a trap beat. I need to rant about something real quick. We all love music, right? We all love it. Yeah, polka, jazz, rock, all of it. Wiggles, you name it. A lot of us in the past year have seemed to reminisce older music. Whether it's on TikTok or TV shows or movies, we kind of sort of entered nostalgia into our lives, especially in a form of entertainment. I feel like the music industry has been changing so quickly that now we got a bunch of country songs just topping the whole charts. Now, I had this whole script about interpolation. Interpolation usually means taking like a melody or a form of melody and putting it in your own song. It's kind of like putting the whole beat of an older song and just putting it into your new song and you're just kind of just singing or rapping in front of it. Usually there's added instruments that you can probably put on like a trap beat or, something else. Now this thing's kind of always been in pop music, but for some reason this year in 2023, while we're having a lot of country into our spotlight, pop music in the meantime has been loving a lot of old stuff. So how did we get here? Well, I feel like we should probably go from the beginning. Let's start with the rise of hip hop. According to Medium.com, sampling was pioneered in the African American communities in New York City in the early 80s. Sampling, which uses typically a small part of a song and puts it in a new song. This style, known as hip hop, revolutionized music and also since evolved into different genres. I want to fast forward to the 90s, where interpolation has become the biggest. I kind of want to start with one album in particular, and that's The Chronic by Dr. Dre. One song I want to talk about in particular from this album is Let Me Ride. Not only involves a sample from the 1976 Parliament song Mothership Connection, but also has the whole interpolation into the hook. It might have changed the game of hip hop forever, but I don't think Dr. Dre will be crowned the king of interpolation as we know today. That'll belong to this guy right here. That's right. If you want to crown someone the king of interpolation, especially in the 90s, that'll be Sean P. Puff Daddy Diddy Combs. It started with Notorious B.I.G.'s biggest and first hit, Juicy, released in 1994. It sampled, but also interpolationed from the song Juicy Fruit, released in 1983. Released by the group Matum. Matum? How do you pronounce this? I honestly do not know how you pronounce this. Mtume. I don't think anyone in first glance would see this name and say, "Oh, that's clearly in Mtume." But cool beans. Wow, cool beans. 2023. Awesome, Sean. You're doing good already. But if you want a bigger example, try Diddy's 1997 hit "Can't Nobody Hold Me Down." Can't nobody take my pride. Can't nobody hold me down. Not only samples the message, but also samples Break My Stride. You might think that I'm bashing these songs or being too critical, but honestly, all these songs I've been describing in the examples of interpolation have all been bangers, in my opinion. We fast forward to today, sampling has kind of, became the norm. We probably will hear every other pop song or every other hip hop song you might hear a sampling. It's just the normal thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But for some reason, by the time 2023 came around, it seemed like every other song in pop music is just taking almost every single song from the past and making it to their own, and just like interpolation at its best. It just seems so different. And why is that? Like, why have all of a sudden all the Billboard songs from the top 100 this year has been songs that have been called back from the 80s or the 90s or even the 2000s? People have grown to love nostalgia, and that's fine. We all love it. We all love to crave to something that we used to listen to or watch back when we were kids. But I feel like it started with one thing, and that would be things. We all know it, even if we never watched it. We all know like the premise of it: kids finding demons or monsters, whatever. But that's not what I want to talk about. I kind of want to talk about the nostalgia of it. Based in the 80s, everything around it has the 80s feel to it. I think it was sometime in season 3 where Elle goes to the mall and you see all these stores and restaurants, and they all have like their old logos and stuff like that. It just feels nostalgic. I wasn't even born in the 80s, but even then I wanted to be there. But the biggest thing that came out of Stranger Things was Kate Bush running up that hill. This song came out 30 years prior from this show coming out, but for the first time, it went #1 on the Billboard charts, thanks to Stranger Things. While an old song coming back in the charts isn't new, an older song never came back to the charts in this scale before. It completely changed the game. But not only Stranger Things made this song really popular, it exploded on TikTok. You won't even go a day without seeing someone covering it on their channel or someone having it as a sound. Oh yeah, TikTok. One of the main things I love about TikTok is that a lot of times people have mashups. You'll combine a mashup from one song to another that you wouldn't even think would go together, but somehow they do. I remember hearing this Green Day and Childish Gambino mashup on there and just like thinking like, how does this work?
Okay, it's Childish Gambino, homegirl dropping like the NASDAQ.
And sometimes these mashups get so popular, it becomes viral, which makes a lot of people create dances from them, which makes it more viral. There's this one song that I swear was by Megan Thee Stallion, but it's actually by Latto. It's called Big Energy.
Yeah, bitch, I can be a fantasy. I can tell you got big energy.
Came out 2021, but it wasn't until 2022 when it started to explode. I started hearing it everywhere, at least from my knowledge. And I feel like that started the trend of rapping to older tracks without much sampling in the midst of it. Another one is Eye Candy, which got popular on TikTok. She sampled KC and the Sunshine Band with her song.
Let my ex, you can keep that, keep that. Let my ex, you can keep that.
And with her sample and her song, it sounds like a mashup, which would be perfect for TikTok, which can go viral real quick. TikTok also likes to put nostalgia into people's faces. Like, oh, remember this old emo song like this? If you remember this song, even though it's like a song that people will probably still hear to this day. But, you know, remember this 2000s banger? But I feel like that also inspires a lot of pop stars to grab the songs that they felt nostalgic for and sampling to their new songs, thus creating a hit. Like you might know the song Alone by Kim Petras.
I've been trying to give it to you all night. What's it gonna take to get you all alone?
She samples Better Off Alone, obviously. Then came David Guetta with his hit song Baby Don't Hurt Me.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
Which samples the song What Is Love.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt.
And David Guetta again with I'm Good.
I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Baby, I'ma have the best freak.
Which samples I'm Blue.
I'm blue.
This dude's everywhere. Who is this guy? Oh, he's French. That's awesome. And he's 55. How long has this dude been here? Where did he come from? This is an old dude. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I guess better late than never, but still. But not only that, but seems like this year we've also had a lot of older songs head back to the charts. Just like Kate Bush did. The charts this year, 10 times more. We've had Cruel Summer. We've had a Miguel song. We had Die For You, again, by The Weeknd. Heck, even the #1 song this year was by a cover. So why is this happening? What happened? Why is all of a sudden these older songs that's somehow trending on TikTok is also hitting the charts again? Well, according to the New York Times, in 2013, video and audio data from YouTube, along with visual plays from several music streaming services, will soon be factored into the Billboard 200 albums chart. In addition to YouTube, officially licensed video content plays from Apple, Spotify, Tidal, and Vivo will be included in the album charts calculation. Then in 2016, the RIAA started factory streaming for their certifications. So fast forward to now, we have these songs trending on TikTok, which pulls people over to Spotify or any other streaming site to play their favorite sound, which ranks up numbers and put these songs back into the charts. So what does this mean? Does that mean that pop music is doomed? I personally think so. I personally think it's just in a stall right now. But I also feel like we're about to enter a new generation, a really weird one, where country kind of tops the charts right now. Because most of country's fan base is still buying CDs, still buying a lot of their merchandise. And that easily puts their favorite country star on top of the pop charts. It's been a weird 2023 because even hip hop hasn't been dominating like it has been for like the past few years. And until someone comes in, changes the game, this is probably how it's going to be for a little while. I honestly thought that once Lil Nas X released Old Town Road and when Billie Eilish came out in 2019, that the 2020s was going to be a really eccentric year for pop music. But of course, a lot of it changed its course. What do you guys think? Do you think pop music's dying? Comment below. I love to hear everyone's opinions. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, the whole works. Hopefully see you guys next time.